welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined once again by my angry basketball crew. We got our boy BK. You can find him on Twitter at BKBorn8315. You can also find his cash game articles over at wisetake.com. BK, how you doing tonight, man? Rough night, I know.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I almost broke even, so not a total loss, but today was a mess.
Yeah, well, you definitely won more than I did then if you broke even. I don't know, but I'm afraid to ask the next guy. I'm afraid to ask this man. This man has been angry. He hasn't said anything too much all night. I saw his Twitter. I had nothing to say. I felt the same way, but I felt like he was angry enough to where I didn't have to be as angry, if that makes sense, you know? So I appreciate that, Cash. You saved me a lot of angst. Also, Paulie D had a pretty big night, which we'll talk about that in a second. But the man I'm introducing is Mr. CashinDFS. You can find him on Twitter at CashinDFS, yelling at the NBA. And you know, Cash, one thing I'll say, everybody else is yelling at FanDuel and DraftKings, and I agree that there's more they can do I know that's a whole other issue. But you're the one person who I think you have a very strong point yelling at the NBA itself, because a lot of your anger has been geared towards the NBA directly, because they're the ones that are supposedly in support of FanDuel, DraftKings, gambling, whatever. They're the ones who are not giving us the injury news that they know. They are giving us the news, even if there was late swap for a lot of these guys, they're giving us the news after their game was supposed to start. So, with that said, what's up, Cash?
Dude has announced the starter like 30 minutes before the game. Then, 7 minutes after the game's supposed to start, he's questionable. Then, 15 minutes after the game's supposed to start, he's out. So, he must have did it stretching. He was standing for the national anthem. He was going through the rigorous layup line. Tweak that knee. You gotta be kidding me. Dude, they knew all day. They just didn't say shit. And the NBA lets them get away with it. It's ridiculous. Y'all talk about DK, draft, FanDuel, all y'all want. The average player, if they have late swap, it's not a good thing for you. Better players take advantage of late swap. Average player, late swap is not a good thing for you. Well, y'all keep thinking whatever y'all want. It's on the NBA. NFL handled their business. NFL changed the injury designation, injury report, everything. It's very strenuous. You're not getting away with this player. If a player's hurt and you don't say it, you get fined. Period. That's the way it is. There's none of this. He's hurt, but we don't say nothing all day. But when we wait till after lock, we wait till after the game's supposed to start, and then we say he's hurt. Man, I don't even want to talk about it, man. I'm gonna start cursing. I'm gonna get a slap on the wrist by YouTube.
It's true. I mean, listen, it's 100% true, man. I mean, that's a good way. I even wrote a tweet at DraftKings because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes over there, but like they better be pressuring. They better be because like basketball has been a very fast emerging market. Nobody, I'm gonna be honest, Cash. I know you and BK are huge NBA fans, and I am too. But the NBA was hurting a few years back. Fantasy has done gambling and fantasy in general has done immense things to bring back the NBA into relevancy. You know, back in the day when Allen Iverson and all them were playing, it was huge. But then it went through a rut where people just weren't interested. And there are still people who look at the product itself and they're not interested because they feel like it's the sell. Golden State's going to win. It's just it's predictable. The one thing that has really made them thrive. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish.
I'm saying, all I was going to say is the one thing that's really gave a burst to the NBA is the popularity of fantasy, because it is fun for fantasy purposes. It's the most predictable sport, and it's a lot of fun. But they got to work with us. What were you going to say, Cash? I got to know.
Denver, Detroit, nobody is watching that game unless you're from freaking Denver, Colorado, Detroit, or Michigan, period. Phoenix, Sacramento, nobody's watching that game unless you're from Sacramento or Arizona. San Antonio, Dallas, not a soul is watching that game unless you're from freaking Texas, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely 100% true. Nobody cares. The NBA.TV, how many people actually sign up for the NBA TV package that don't have a gambling interest in it? Whether it be betting on the games themselves through Vegas or sports books or through fantasy or FanDuel Draft. Most of their market, it's all.
Unless you love NBA like I love NBA. Other than that, it's
which
only
is rare,
the fantasy players. It's only gamblers, and that's it.
That's it. Because that's rare. To have somebody, like I guarantee you take gambling out of the equation for a lot of these sports fans who do gamble, and they become less interested in the sport. I know not you, Cash. You're just you're just a sports nut. But the average gambler sports fan combination, you take away gambling, they no longer like the sport. It's that simple. I mean, I used to be a huge college guy. When they took away fantasy from college, I kind of stopped watching because I don't bet on the games, so I had no reason to watch college. And it's true. And the same, I'm telling you, man. I'll tell you what, FanDuel and I mean the basketball DFS, NBA DFS, it's growing fast and it's great. But if they don't do something, man, they're gonna lose all this momentum. And I tell you, I know Draft went out. They've been reimbursing people, things like that. But they need to get on the NBA. I know that in some situations it's not all their fault. And Cash, you're right. People might not want to admit it, but the late swap, yeah. For the recreational players with lives, players who have work the next day and can't stay up all night sweating these games and reacting to news, yeah, late swap is not your friend. Late swap is actually better for the pros. They're going to react. They have the time. It's what they're doing. And so how do you fix this? You make the NBA give you the injury news early. I mean, in baseball, the lineups are required to be out 2 to 3 hours before the game. Like you said, Cash, they changed the rules for NFL. There has to be an injury report out, and you have to know who's playing early in the morning by 10 a.m., I think. You know what I mean? Something's got to be done. The NBA is really, really messing this up. On a brighter note, after that rant, shout out to Paulie D, man. He withstood everything. He was able to finagle. Now, if there was a guy through karma that deserved it was Paulie. Paulie, man, he got burnt every day. He had Embiid yesterday at that 40, or Sunday night at that 40% debacle. He had Rondo on the Friday. He had Kevin Love on Saturday. He went through the gauntlet. And I'm talking pretty much his main lineups or close to all in on those lineups. He's like most of us who've gotten burnt lately. But today he did it. He stacked up the New Orleans game. He said on the live stream, the Stars and Scrubs on FanDuel, he used the players from his own cheat sheet. And he has a video up there for those of you that haven't seen it. Check out Paulie's video. If you're subscribed, you can find it on Paulie's cheat sheet page. But check out what he does with his Stars and Scrubs method on FanDuel. It worked for him today, man. He was 1 point. Evan Turner would have scored one less point. Paulie's walking away with close to 50 grand. He still walked away with about, we would say the equivalent of about close to 10 grand. He got about 70, I think it was 7,200 in that cash, and then he won a $1,500 ticket, $444 ticket. So huge night for Paulie D repping the nation. Owls up top, Paulie. Nice job, bro. Appreciate you repping us, especially on a night where so many of us were so tilted. It was nice to see somebody have some success. So shout out to Paulie D, the true OG, excuse me, on finding some bright lights on this horrible night for most with all the late scratches. All right, so I think we vented a little bit. There's probably some more venting to do, but we're going to do it as we break down this next slate because we are going to get through this because we're going to do what we do. Because that's what we do for the nation. So, first of all, I guess let's talk about the game. 7 games. It's another good size slate. Of course, it may not matter if we get some of these late swaps. We got Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid. We have 2 candidates immediately who are just guys that have a tendency to get ruled out after lock. So we already have a couple guys to keep in mind. But all jokes aside, BK, why don't you start us off? Talk to us about point guards. Tell us what stands up to you anywhere down to about 6K.
All right, so tomorrow, point guards is basically a hot mess. Up top, it's pretty much a crapshoot, I think, all the way down in point guard. That's going to be kind of like the story of the slate. Wall, he's not going to play, I think. He did participate in shoot-around, but against Brooklyn, I don't think they'll play him. He's still going to be questionable. My guess is that he doesn't play, so I'm not really going to have too much research into him. Schroeder, Cleveland's defense has been a lot better. I think he had 1 good game against Cleveland and 1 bad game. He's reasonably priced, but I don't really attack Cleveland right now. I mean, they do have high-paced games, high-scoring games, but they're a lot better defensively. Lonzo Ball, his first game at Madison Square Garden, I don't know why his price went up. He didn't have that great of a game his last game, and all of a sudden his price is now $7,300. So I don't know if I want to pay this kind of price for a guy who doesn't pay it off that often. Dinwiddie, he's 7K on FanDuel. They have Okafor now, so I think his usage is going to start going down. I don't think Okafor is going to play a lot, but he is going to play tomorrow, and they're going to run some plays for him. He's a new player. He's going to be a big part of the team going forward, so I don't see Dinwiddie's usage being as what it was before. So I'm not going to pay 7K for him. And Jeff Teague, I hate that guy. I hate his guts.
Fair enough.
Every time I roster him, he does nothing, man. And then when I don't roster him, he goes for 40 or 50.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's not much up here, so you gotta at least consider him tomorrow. And then Reggie Jackson, I do like playing point guards against Denver, but he's been horrible lately. He's getting benched, and Ish seems to be picking up the minutes. So I don't know how much I trust him, man. I mean, this is garbage up here. That's it in this price range.
Yeah, point guard definitely is pretty ugly so far. As far as depth. Cash, what about you, man? Talk to us about some point guards.
I do think John Wall plays because it's an easy matchup. Get him out there on the court, easy matchup, but he won't play a lot of minutes, so he's not even worth, doesn't matter if he plays or not because you're not going to play him in that price. Dennis Schroeder, no, doesn't have upside for me at that price. Lonzo Ball, he does have upside, but he also has tremendous downside. Tremendous. Spencer Dinwiddie, don't even think about it. Jeff Teague, maybe, but I doubt. And Reggie Jackson, he's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty accurate statement. I'm also looking at Reggie. He's a 5'9" on DraftKings. I'm looking at him, but the minutes are concerning. We know that this coach has no problem benching him. And Ish Smith, he's a pretty good talent. So maybe Ish Smith, when we get to value time, we can talk about him. As far as Lonzo Ball, I do think on DraftKings he's a much better play there. Either way, he's a GPP only kind of guy. He's got a terribly low
What's his
floor.
price there?
He's 6'6" over there. And you also keep in mind you do get double bonuses if he happens to get a triple-double, which in his big games, that's why he's had big games, because he's gotten close to either he's gotten double-doubles or in close to triple-doubles, things like that. So I think on DraftKings, with the discount and the fact that you do get those kind of bonuses, because that's what you're really looking for. You're not looking for you're not looking for this guy to score 30 actual points. It's just like that's not what we're looking for. So I think on DraftKings you can make a case there. On FanDuel at that price and without the bonuses, it makes it really, really tough to pull that trigger. But it is, it's a weak position. Schroeder, what's his price? Did you say on FanDuel?
79.
Wow. Okay. On DraftKings he's 7'6". That's actually pretty close. Interesting.
So I want 45 and just doesn't do it. He almost never does it. And he also gets benched because he sucks.
He's not super aggressive, man.
Lonzo Ball is my favorite option in this price range. But also, this price range sucks balls. So
that was like a play on words.
Almost 50 at that price.
Because it sucks balls, you are stuck with ball. It's like anyway. All right, take us down to value.
He has the most upside.
He does. No, I agree. He's got the most upside, and you're not just relying on points. Whereas sometimes with Schroeder, I know he can get assists and all that, but really you're relying on his points. He needs to get points. He's not really a guy.
He has the lowest floor as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if Wall could play 10 minutes, and Ball still has a lower floor.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, BK, talk to us. Value town. Anybody stand out?
All right, down here, Barea. He had a great game against San Antonio's last game. I think it was 39 points, FanDuel points. He did it 22 minutes. So I think he's reasonable. His price is up there, though. Ulis, he's aggressive. I think I like to play Ulis in these kind of games. He's going up against Sacramento. That's a pretty easy matchup, and he is more aggressive than Mike James. So I think this is the kind of game where he should play well. I don't see him getting benched in this spot. Jared Jack is cheap. I could consider him versus the Lakers. He's taking more shots with Hardaway out, but Porzingis is back. All these guys are pretty much all crapshoots. De'Aaron Fox, this is the best matchup he could have against Phoenix. He's kind of like one good game, one bad game. but against Phoenix, it's like the best matchup you could have. So you got to consider him at this price, which is the same thing for George Hill. They both really cheap in the 4Ks. So the approach that I might have is maybe just play the point guards from the games that I want to stack because I completely hate the position tomorrow. Mike James, he went off in the last game. I think it was against San Antonio. Maybe in those kind of games, because it's a tough matchup for Ulis, as soon as Ulis has a bad game, he's going to get benched. And then that's when Mike James kind of has his good games. But this is, against Sacramento, I don't see Ulis having a bad game. So I think this will be one of the games where Mike James won't play much. Satoransky is a good matchup. He's cheap. Pretty much the same thing as everybody else here. But, I mean, I want safety for my point guard position because this is going to be horrible tomorrow. Same thing with Ish Smith. He's playing better. Reggie's not playing the minutes, and he's cheap. He's like 3,900. But you want 25 to 30. I want somebody who's really going to give me some high upside. I'm not playing Tim Frazier. It's the same thing. Good matchup against Brooklyn, but you just don't know who's going to. It's like every single point guard tomorrow is like they have someone who can take their minutes. So there's like really no safety unless you pay up. But if you pay up, those guys are kind of terrible too. I do like Tony Parker. He's going up against Dallas. He's probably like the most consistent in his price range. He's like, I think he's 3,900, but his price didn't go up too much. And he's usually putting up around 20 to 25 points, FanDuel points. So it's about 8x. And I think he's the most consistent out of all of them. So he might be where I will be going tomorrow. And that's it.
Okay. Cash, value time point guards.
JJ Barea I like because DSJ is out. I do like him. I always like him. I like anybody that's super aggressive. He is. His price is coming up, but I don't care. Jamal Murray, if you want to play the guessing game, be my guest. Same with Tyler Ulis. Play the guessing game. Jared Jack, he never makes my roster ever, period. De'Aaron Fox, he's all right, but probably doesn't have much upside at that price. Satoransky, I really love if Wall is out. Mike James, flip a coin. Yogi Ferrell, no upside. Patty Mills, probably not with Tony Parker playing. TJ McConnell, I could get down if he plays. Frank Mason, love. Ish Smith, really like, but never know. But he's always played for me. George Hill, for sure. Love all 3 point guards there, but Fox, I just never know with him. So he just has terrible games and good games, but his good games, he's not going for 30. So wow, I don't want to pay that price. Moutier, again, flip a coin. What's going to happen today? Who the hell knows? That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. I like a lot of those lists. Ish Smith, I love that situation. It seems like Reggie Jackson, Ish Smith, Mike James, Tyler Ulis, Jamal Murray, Moutier. Those situations are whoever the coaches just ride the hot hand. They kind of they go with the starter. If the starter screws up, they bring in the backup. Whoever's having the better game of the two, that's the guy that seems to eat that day. So it's very hard to gauge, very hard to guess because a lot of it's something like for Murray and Moutier, it comes down to shooting. It literally comes down to shooting. He leaves the better shooter in there. If Murray starts off 2 for 7, he hits that bench. If Moutier comes in and he's shooting 3 for 3, Moutier's staying in the game. That just seems to be the way they go. It just seems to me like Reggie Jackson is one of the guys in this matchup because it's against Denver. It just seems like an easier matchup. So I like Ish Smith a lot at 3. I think I'm with you guys on Ish. Let me ask you guys about somebody. Paulie just texted me. He's watching the show live. He probably can't sleep because he had a night where he just missed 50 grand by 1 freaking point. But anyway, Frank Nitti is the guy he sent over. Frank, I'm not going to say Frank Nitti is what we like
I was just about to talk about him.
Talk to me.
I was just about to talk about him because Jared Jack don't have no chance against Lonzo Ball. He's too athletic. So if Lonzo Ball is having a good game, this kid is going to play. Kid's a good defender. So he's been playing over 20 minutes, 4 straight games. Mm-hmm. So he's all right. At this price, he's all right.
Yeah. BK, what do you think?
I think he's fine if you want 25 points, but like he doesn't have that upside. It's not. I don't want somebody who's going to give me 20, 25 points. I mean, I want real upside. I want 40 from every position, 40 from every person I roster, and it's not there with him.
But trying to get 40 from a guy that's 3'9" and 3'6".
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you get your 25,
that's what I'm saying though. Like everyone's going to be rostering all these questionable, roll of dice type of guys.
But I mean, I'm the same with BK. Like I try to fill my lineup with all guys that could get me at least 30. Like I try not to get. But when I'm totally punting, like if they get me 25, I'm happy. But I would like to fill my roster with all guys that I think could get me 30.
To me, it depends. If I'm going stars and scrubs, which seems Paulie's been having a lot of success with on FanDuel, then I'm not looking for him to get me 30. I just want him to get me 6x. If he gets anything higher than 6x, if he's under 4, and I'm happy with that. Because I'm banking on my bigger, like my higher salary guys, maybe, to really rack it up if I can jam those guys. And on DraftKings, that's where I'm more like you guys. On DraftKings, I try to go more balanced there. I look for more pricing inefficiencies there because I feel like you could find them there. And so I agree with you guys on DraftKings. Like I always try to go more balanced. And if I'm going balanced, then I want upside. Like I want at least 40 from all my guys. Like you know what I mean? As at least 6.
Well, I mean, I can go down at a cheap guy and still think I'm going to get 30. Like George Hill. No, I think I could get 30 out of George Hill. I don't think I can get 30 out of this kid. I think this kid's best game is going to get me 25.
I will say that I think Ish at a similar price has more upside.
And I know Ish can go get me I know Ish can go get me 40.
Yeah.
If Ish gets the minutes, I know for a fact he can get me 40 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I cannot say this for this kid. This kid's highest game of the year is 28. So I think his best game is going to give me 25. I think he's most likely going to go out and get me 20. So that's only value. So I don't love it. I just say he's all right.
Yeah. No. He's a value punt kind of option if there's no value that opens up. Yeah. Agreed. Let's move it over to shooting guards. BK, start us off.
All right, shooting guard up top is literally 4 players. Beal, yes, I like Beal, especially if Wall doesn't play. Even if Wall does play, I think I'll probably have some exposure to Beal. He's against Brooklyn, and he's one of the safest players at this position. Barton, he's been going ham. 4 of his last 6, he's gone for like almost 50. He's priced high, but he's probably going to have Avery Bradley defense. I think he's playing small forward? Maybe not. Yeah, because I think Stanley Johnson will probably be on Gary Harris and Avery Bradley probably on Barton if he starts. He's just priced too high. I mean, I'll look more into that matchup, but he has been playing well. But besides him, LeVert, he's 6,100 now. Price went up. He had one really good game recently where he put up like 50, man, but he ain't doing that again. I mean, put up 50 again, and I'll just lose. I'll get ready for the next slate. I'm not playing LeVert at 61. And then Gary Harris. He had 2 of his last games were bad. He was really consistent before then. I know one game was like a foul trouble situation. The other game, I'm not too sure, so I have to look more into it. But his last 2 games were really bad. And he was a guy who was super, super consistent, one of the most consistent guys in the league, where he was getting 30 to 35 like every single game. And that's it in this range.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It looks like he shot 3. It looks like he shot 3 for 10 in his last game from the 3-point range. Now he still took 18 shots, so the volume was there. It just looks like he just 3 for 10 from the 3-point land. I mean, if he would have made those, he's up to 40, no problem. If he would have made a couple of them, you know what I mean. So that's a good point for sure. Cash, what about you, man? What shooting guards you looking at?
I mean, I do like Beal, but
what's his price over there?
8.6.
Oh, he's the same exact price on DraftKings. Interesting.
So, right, automatically it makes him a better play on FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, of course, it's Brooklyn, so you could have upside, but I mean, I like him.
If Wall plays, does that ruin it for you?
Nah, because actually he's been playing, except the last couple games, he's been playing better with Wall than without Wall.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I do like him for sure. either way, whether Wall plays or doesn't. If Wall doesn't play, becomes more popular. If Wall plays, people might just start jumping off, which is dumb. Because Wall's not going to play many minutes if he does play. But I do like him. And then I'm not in love with it. It's not fantastic, but I like him. Will Barton, I probably won't play because when he's on the court, Bradley will guard him. Because you don't let Barton beat you when you got Gary Harris there. Like, you let Gary Harris beat you. If Gary Harris beats you, shake his hand, you move on to the next game. But Barton is a way better player. Barton can't beat you. Gary Harris, I mean, I don't think he can beat you by himself. Barton can. So I don't think I'll go there. That's a great defender. I don't like to mess around with him. I mean, he's much bigger. He's bigger than him, but I don't care. He's still a great defender. Chris LeVert, no way. Won't even think about that. Gary Harris, I like, but just all right. Like, I'm not in love with that either. But I like him better than Barton, though. Jokic is still out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Only if Jokic is out, but yes, I like him better than Barton.
Gary Harris?
Yes.
They are playing Detroit. So Denver is, right?
Yeah.
So Denver's playing Detroit. So he's going to see Gary Harris will see Bradley, or you think Barton will see Bradley? That's what you're saying? You think Barton will?
Bradley will be on Barton.
Bradley will be on, unless John Wall plays, then he'll be on Wall?
No. John Wall's with Washington. Just talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean John Wall. I meant what's this called? I don't know why. I was looking ahead at the Washington game. So Bradley's going to be guarding Murray. Yeah. No, right? Because Murray's not enough of a threat.
No.
Yeah.
So he'll be guarding Harris then.
Yeah, Murray. Yes, Murray will get. What's
Reggie
his
Jackson.
face? Yeah, Reggie Jackson and Ish. That's it.
Reggie and Ish.
Yeah.
So then Bradley and Harris, and then Stanley Johnson and Barton. Yeah. The only reason I'm asking is if Barton starts at the 3, I'm not a fan of Barton's price.
Stanley Johnson on Harris, and then
Bradley on Barton. I see. Okay, I see.
Because Barton is just a much better threat than Gary Harris.
Yeah. Right.
You can hide a guy on Gary Harris because he's just not like Barton can. Like, Barton is just a very good offensive player. Yeah. Gary Harris, I don't think he is.
Doesn't he remind you of?
He's just out there for he's out there for minutes. Like, he's not out there to take over games. Barton can take over games. I mean, it's easy to see. All you gotta do is just watch Denver. Barton can take over a game.
Doesn't Barton remind you of Lou Williams? Like, don't they seem very, very similar? You know what I mean?
Yeah, except Barton is more. Barton can get to the rim. Barton. Yeah.
Barton.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, fair enough. When we get to small forwards, I'll talk about somebody that I think I'd rather play on DraftKings over Beal. But BK, talk to us at Value Town first. Shooting guard.
All right, shooting guard value. I love KCP. He's super consistent. He's going to be at the Garden. His price dropped a little bit, so he's even more safe now. So I think he's super safe. I'll definitely have exposure to him. Wiggins, I don't know what happened to him. He's been absolutely garbage in the last couple of games. He does have Redick defense, but he's just been like, he's not even putting up 20 right now. Redick, I don't like him too much in this matchup against Wiggins, but he's cheap. But I probably won't play him too much because of Wiggins. Buddy Hield, I love. He's been playing really good, and this is the best matchup he could have against the Suns. Fast pace. This is probably going to be like the chalk. So this game is going to be the chalk.
Buddy Hield is never the chalk.
Tomorrow he will be. This game is going to be. This is the game is going to be the chalk because they're all too cheap. So everyone's just going to stack this game. That's what I think at first look, anyway. But I do like him tomorrow. Up in pace here. He's 5'5", so this is the highest he's ever been this season, I think. But I'm still going to play him. I love Wade. Wade's I think his 2 best games of the season have been against Atlanta. Let's see, he had 41 in one of them, I think, and close to 50, 48, 49 in another. So I definitely love him here. The price is not too bad. He was in the 6K range. Now he's at 5.3. His gains haven't been too great, so his price dropped. But like I said, the last two matchups against his team, same exact team, same exact players, not too many, no differences in the wings. So I think he's in line for another good game. So I definitely love Wade tomorrow. I'll play Clarkson if I fade Ball. I mean, you might as well play him. If you're not going to have Ball in your lineup, you might as well just play Clarkson because anytime Ball doesn't play well, he doesn't play much in the fourth, Clarkson gets all those minutes and he goes off every single time almost. And then lower than that, Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's super cheap against the Suns. He's been getting, value or close to it. So I think he definitely can get you there tomorrow. Bellinelli, one good game against Cleveland, one really, really bad. I think he put up 30 in one game. And then another game he played like 20 minutes and probably put up like less than 5. But I do like Bellinelli tomorrow. And Kyle Korver, revenge for like the 6th time. He had a good game against them.
I'm not falling for that. Screw that. That Kyle Korver revenge my ass. He doesn't seem like a very vengeful person to me. Dude has no emotion. Dude looks like a pterodactyl. You know what I'm saying? Looks like a pterodactyl, has no emotion, only shoots, only sometimes good at it. Yeah.
And price.
Yeah.
I can understand if he was like 45 or 44, but he's been priced.
Hold up. So you knock Nitty for not having 30-point upside, but then you talk about Kyle Korver and revenge.
Kyle Korver's done it, though. He's done it. He
ain't doing it for me. He ain't doing it for me. I'm not doing it. I fell for that trap last time, and I fell for that trap in Atlanta. I got some things to say about him.
He didn't do well in Atlanta.
I got some things that I think Cash would appreciate that I would say. But if you heard the language I like to use on Kyle Korver, Cash, I think you would be happy. You would be proud of me. Anyway, BK, continue, please. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's it. I mean, he did well in Cleveland. He did bad in Atlanta. This game's in Cleveland, so he's been priced. I mean, he's been priced. He's gonna get 20 to 25 minutes. He's a flyer. I'm not saying that I'm gonna have him in. If I make 10 lineups, I'll have him in one.
He's in play. I'm just saying he's not gonna play for me. I think he's in play. I have a personal. I got some issues with that dude. I got some things that I got to work out with that guy. Me and him need to have a phone call or something. Maybe some coffee and talk some things out because, I feel some type of way about that guy right now. But yeah, he's in play though. I wasn't trying to knock the play at all. He's in play. He's a flyer play. 7-game slate. You're hurting for value here. I get it.
These two positions are horrible. So point guard and shooting guard is horrible, man. If you can find any one of these guys, especially in the value range, who can give you 30, man, you're gonna be ahead of the field because these two positions so far have been just garbage.
Yeah. The guards seem to be a place where we might struggle to really find a play we love. Cash, Value Town, shooting guards. Oh, then Cash just dropped off the call. Well, that wasn't the one I expected. I expected you to be the one to drop off the call, BK, because before the show I think we were having internet issues with you. But with that said, until Cash gets back, BK, I guess let's move it over to small forwards, and we'll hang out until Cash gets back here.
All right, small forwards. So small forwards I like a lot more than the first two. Starting at the top, LeBron James. Might as well go all in. There's not too many studs in this slate. So he's going to be the one that everyone's going to pay up for, but for good reason. He's played well in both matchups against Atlanta. He's super consistent. I mean, I think the last game he played, he played really bad in the first half, and then he went off in the second half. So he's lock and load for me tomorrow. I'm definitely paying up for him. Even though he's gonna be chalk, I'm gonna eat it. Jimmy Butler, he's back to being the Jimmy Butler of old. He's 9K, but he's putting up 40 and 50 every game. The matchup is not terrible, so I can see myself paying up for probably both of them, especially in cash games for the safety. And he does have GPP upside as well. TJ Warren, his last couple of games not great. He's 8K. He hasn't been paying off that price tag, but it's Sacramento. Like I said, this is my the chalk game of tomorrow. My favorite game of tomorrow, probably as well. Sacramento doesn't really have anybody who can guard him, so I'm not too worried about it. Otto Porter, his last game he went off for like 50. Some people I could see go in there. I can't play Otto Porter when he's chalk. I'd rather fade it. He's 7,400. He could do it again against Brooklyn, but I'm not gonna chase that. Kawhi Leonard is coming back tomorrow, I believe, but he is likely going to be on a minutes restriction. I mean, we don't really know. So I got to wait and see more news. Right now, what they're saying is that because San Antonio is so conservative in these situations, so he's probably going to be on a minutes restriction, and he probably will be because, I mean, it's his first game of the season. We don't know what kind of shape he's in. So he's 7K. I mean, maybe in one lineup I'll throw him in, but I don't love him too much until I know for a fact. If we get news that he's going to play his normal allotment of minutes, then sure, I'll definitely go there because he's going to have a huge upside and the ownership might not be too great. And that's it because Harrison Barnes, I'm not playing him against Kawhi.
You're on mute.
On mute, yep.
Oh, Cash, we didn't get your value plays at small forward. You cut out there. So why don't you talk to us about
Shooting
the value
guard, shooting
play?
guard.
I'm shooting guard. Talk to us about the value plays at shooting guard, and then go ahead and tell us about the small forwards that you like up top.
Well, Wiggins has been struggling because Jimmy Butler has been taking over games, and Cat actually woke up from his hibernation, and he had two very good games in a row. So I could jump on Wiggins there at low ownership, but why would I do that when I got KCP $100 cheaper? Take that all day. Love KCP. JJ Redick, big no. Buddy Hield, always. I love Buddy Hield. I click Buddy Hield's name a lot. Nobody does. I doubt he's chalk tomorrow. It's a great matchup, and I still doubt he's chalk tomorrow because he never is, no matter what. Kent Bazemore, he's a disease. I hate him with a passion. But he's had some big games against Cleveland, but whatever. He might have it, but he also might get some. Jordan Clarkson, I like him. But why would I do that when I can get Dwayne Wade? I think I like Dwayne Wade more. Because I feel Ball's going to have a good game here. So if Ball's going to have a good game, that means Clarkson is not. What else? Devin Harris, he's all right with DSJ out. Kyle Korver, he's all right too. I mean, he did score 23 points in 23 minutes last time against these sorry-ass Atlanta Hawks.
Does Tristan Thompson coming back change anything? He's coming off the bench. He's not starting.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. You don't think he gets... Well, I guess they don't really need him in Atlanta. I mean, who's Atlanta going to...
Yeah. And he changes nothing.
Yeah.
Only thing he changes if he comes into the starting lineup. That's it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Garrett Temple. Why did Garrett Temple go back down to min price? He was playing well for a minute. Oh, that's why. Because he got a 6 and a 3 and a 14. He's a flyer option. It's Phoenix. Small forward, LeBron James. I love LeBron James. I'm a massive fan. But am I going to pay 12.6 today? I highly doubt it. Much rather go to Jimmy Butler and save a lot of money. TJ Warren, I like him today. 8,000, I do not like. What is TJ Warren on DK?
TJ Warren, let me see. He is 6'9".
Oh, yes. Play TJ Warren on DK. What is Otto Porter on DK?
Otto Porter is 7'2".
It's a big price difference between FanDuel, huh?
Well, it looks like, yeah, he's coming off a game where he put up at 57. Impressive.
Who, Porter?
Porter, yeah, on the 9th against the Clippers. He put up 57.25 DraftKings points.
Well, that sucks, because last time I played him in Portland, he got me 2 freaking points when I was all in. But I do like this matchup, but coming off that game, he's going to be popular. But, I mean, it's Brooklyn. I mean, this is a great matchup for Otto Porter. I mean, just great matchup for Otto Porter.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Ingram, I don't ever in my entire life want to pay 7-1 for Brandon Ingram. He's been playing well though, but that's just like a play like Gallo was today. Like, I just don't pay that price. I don't pay that price for Gallo. I don't pay that price for Brandon Ingram. He goes off, then
What?
whatever.
How much is he? How much is he over there?
7-1.
Okay, anything in the sevens, I won't. He's 6'7" on DraftKings. I'd still play him in a game stack at 6'7". If I was going to stack, not that I'm dying to stack that game, but if I was going to.
And Kawhi Leonard will definitely be on a minute limit.
Yeah, I would
Like,
imagine.
I don't think he'll play over 15. He might play like 8 in the first quarter and then 8 in the third, something like that. But yeah, he's be on a big time minute limit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Let me see. On DraftKings, Jimmy Butler is shooting guard. I really like Jimmy Butler in this spot. A little afraid to even say that. I know Jimmy Butler is synonymous with this whole 8 scratch stuff. We haven't had too much happen. I think once already this year he got sick or something and didn't play. And of course last year there was a couple incidents we had with him. But like you said, Cash, he's been more aggressive. Philly does not really play defense. One thing they don't.
And I think Philly's going to be missing their best defender, which is Robert Covington.
Right, yes, especially if Covington is out. With the way things have been with these scratches and the fact that it's Jimmy Butler, if I decide tomorrow, if after I dig in, I still like Jimmy Butler and I still like that game, I'm going to have to do a hedge lineup with Wiggins because I don't feel like I can go all in on anyone anymore because of until the NBA gets their act together. So I prefer Butler, but at the same time, like, I might play Wiggins a little just in case, or if Covington even plays, if I think Covington's going to be on Butler, then that's enough because Wiggins is 6K on DraftKings, so I know that he's not getting it done. But on the night, if there is a night where he happens to be hitting his shot, I think it's in play there. BK, take us down to Value Town.
All right, down here is also kind of ugly, not too much. Prince has been playing better. Torian Prince. He's 5,700. He's been, for that price, he's pretty safe, I think, against Cleveland. He had one good game against them, one bad. But like I said, in the last 3, he's been good, hitting close to 30. Courtney Lee, probably not against what I think will be KCP defense. Rudy Gay is going back to the bench with Kawhi, so I think his minutes will be right around 20 to 25 again. And his price is not going to reflect that, so I don't see myself going there, especially against Dallas. It's not the best of matchups. The only player I really, really like is Wilson Chandler. His last game, he went back to being Wilson Chandler. I'm hoping it's not just a mirage. He played 37 minutes. He had 18 points, 8 rebounds. He put up 33 FanDuel points, and at this price, that's like 9x. I don't know if he'll be chalk. He probably will if people are looking at that. I'm hoping that he's not because I don't like this range, and that's the kind of upside I'm looking for if I'm going to roster somebody like that. Because Wilson Chandler, we've seen him go for 40 or even 50 before. And if he's back, if he's back to being, if he's healthy and he's back to being Wilson Chandler, he's way too cheap for what he is capable of. So I love him tomorrow. I'm gonna have exposure for him a lot. And that's really it. I kind of like Doug McDermott, but if KCP is on Courtney Lee, that means Ingram is gonna be on McDermott. He's been playing pretty well, but I don't like the matchup too much. And that's it.
Okay. Cash, what you got for us here?
Absolutely nothing. Wilson Chandler, like, oh my God. How can I play a guy that gets 14 almost every single day of his whole year? And then he, like, I don't know, man. He's super cheap, but if he's gonna be popular, like, I'll just stay away. Like, it's gonna go back to normal, and he's gonna go get 15. But I mean, with Barton having a tough matchup, maybe he got to take over. But oh my God, despise that guy.
Why did he all of a sudden? Did that game go to OT? Why did he all of a sudden get 37 minutes? Did they just give him the green light? Because, like, since he's been back from injury, he hasn't played more than about 26, 27. Like, 26, 24, 27. Those are the 3 games before. Like everything under 30, except for New Orleans. Looks like that game, he played 36. But then 27, 27, 23, 27, 24, 26. All of a sudden, against Indiana, he played 37.
I have no idea because Will Barton played a crap ton of minutes. And Harris played a crap ton of minutes. What did Fareed play? 0 minutes? Like,
I'm pretty sure Fareed had it. Oh man, actually, maybe I don't know. I thought he had a pretty good game that day.
Fareed played 32 minutes, so that means Plumlee played 0 minutes, and Fareed played center against Turner.
Plumlee played 21 minutes that day.
Exactly. So that's what it was.
And he doesn't seem like he gets more than 20 something very often lately.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in play. What is his price on DK?
4-4, Chandler.
Yeah, he's the same price on FanDuel. I mean,
if
he's gonna go get 30 again, he's a great play. He's gonna go get 14 at however owned he's gonna be, then he's a horrific play.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is the one spot where Detroit, like, Detroit's a pretty good defensive team, realistically. I think this is the one, like, the wing, like, the small forward position, that third wing is, or, the guy in the third, you know what I'm saying? That's typically where you want to attack Detroit. So it's just, who are they going to, if they're going to go after Barton as the guy they have to stop, should open up opportunities for Chandler. So, but we only want him if he's going to get 30.
Do you think Plumlee has a chance against Drummond?
No. I think on paper he looks like the best guy, but I see foul trouble in his future.
Okay, so is Fareed strong enough to handle Drummond?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay, so who the hell is going to handle Drummond?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to think, like, is Chandler going to play 4 and Fareed play 5, or?
Chandler will be 4 because it's Tobias Harris. So they're not going to put Fareed at 4.
Okay, so that means Fareed and Plumlee is going to have to split up the center minutes.
Yeah.
So then he should get minutes if that's the case.
So as long as he gets minutes, at his price, we gotta have interest there, right?
I mean, if he's only 4-4, of course.
Yeah.
But Sampson, my dude, against Phoenix,
he got sent down to the D League, I think.
He did.
The G League.
I was going all in again. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if they're gonna bring him back, but they sent him down. I know that.
Oh my God, this is a nut matchup for my dude. Only 3-7 against Phoenix. Yeah. I was all in.
Signed to the G League on Monday.
Yeah, because Scal is back. So maybe they sent him back down.
They brought Scal back.
McDermott is all right, but I mean, who knows? If Courtney Lee's gonna go out and get 5 and play no minutes, then Doug McDermott will play more minutes. Courtney Lee literally got 5 the last game.
Crazy.
He's a piece of garbage.
That's the Courtney Lee.
There's a lot of garbage out there. Yeah, Courtney Lee, exactly.
That's the Courtney Lee I remember. As a Knicks fan, that's the guy that I remember.
He never went nowhere. He's still there.
Yeah, that's him. Anybody else, Cash?
That's it.
All right. Let's move it over to power forwards. BK.
All right. Power forward is pretty decent as well. Up top, Ben Simmons. Depends on the matchup. I don't know if they're going to... I would assume Jimmy Butler will have to guard him. He's probably the only person they got that can guard him. And that's what you would want to do it. He hasn't been that great, right? His last game, 46. You want 50 for this price, 50 to 60. And he's done that once in his last 6 games. So maybe not, especially because I assume it's going to be Jimmy Butler. So that might be a fade for me. Porzingis, he had a good game finally in his last time out. I do like the matchup because if they're gonna start Larry Nance, he's not as mobile. I mean, he's athletic, but he's not the kind of guy who's gonna stand out in a 3-point line. And the other person that they play there is Randall. Randall can't do that either, so I think it'll be Kyle Kuzma who will get the majority of the minutes. And Kyle Kuzma could guard him because he's athletic and young enough to guard him. So at this price, 9.7, I don't think he's going to get you 50 to 60, but he got a shot out of it. So you got to have some exposure. You can't do a full fade of Porzingis tomorrow. LaMarcus Aldridge, I love. The Magician tomorrow, he's killed Dallas. He played him twice. He's put up 64 and 50. So, yes, Kawhi is coming back, so that usage is going to drop. That's the only thing that scares me. You know, Parker's there. But Kawhi is basically taking Rudy Gay's spot, so I don't consider that too much of a usage drop. But I love the matchup. I don't love the price, considering what Kawhi's coming back, but I'm going to have some Marcus Aldridge tomorrow because that's probably his best 2 games of the season. Like, he's gone off against them.
Oh, one of them was his best game of the season without a doubt. He did well in both, you're right. But one of them, he did really well. I mean, he went, wow. Look at one of them.
That's 64, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Below him, Zach Randolph's price is crazy right now, 75. Yeah. This might be the time to get off. It's a great matchup, obviously, because it's against Phoenix, but Willie Cauley-Stein is coming back. Yeah. And Randolph started going off when Stein was out.
He did. Oh my Stein, God. Did he? Oh my.
Yeah, he's been going bonkers. With Stein coming back, I mean, he's going to move back to the power forward. I mean, Willie Stein, he's not 100% coming back. He's still a game time decision, so we don't really know. If Stein is out, well, it's a 10 o'clock game, so I don't know if we're going to know before lock. But if Stein is out, then obviously you like Randolph in his matchup, even at this price, because it's Phoenix. But if Stein is in, then you can't touch him because he's going to go back to playing 25, 30 minutes, and he's not paying off this price tag, I think. RHJ, Hollis Jefferson, he's 7,200. I don't know why his price went up this high. He hasn't hit 40, so I don't know why he's 7,200. Same thing with Tobias Harris. His price went up to 73. I don't know what FanDuel is doing with these guys because they haven't hit 40 in their last couple of games, so I don't know why their price just randomly went up. And then Saric, I'll play him only if Embiid is out, but I think Embiid will play. And that's it.
Okay. Cash, what you got for us?
Ben Simmons has 0 chance of making my lineup playing Minnesota. Kristaps Porzingis has 0 chance to ever make my lineup. I don't care if he was playing, who he was playing. He could be playing Phoenix at 9-7. Kristaps Porzingis will never make my lineup. I will lose. I do not see Kristaps Porzingis going for 60. I will lose. Never once will he ever make my lineup at 9-7. LaMarcus Aldridge, I love. I hate to say that because I hate him. I wish I could get Portland LaMarcus Aldridge, but I can't. I love him. And with Kawhi playing, I love him more. That means less people are playing because they're scared. I'm not scared at all. It's Kawhi's first game. Kawhi ain't going to play no minutes. Give me all the Aldridge. And I want everybody to think exactly what BK just said. Do not play Zach Randolph at 7-5 because I'll play Zach Randolph at 7-5 and get my 50 and walk to the motherfucking bank. Tobias Harris, 0. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, 0. Saric, 0. Collins, 0.
So you like Zebo? You like?
Damn right I do.
Ooh, even if what if Cauley-Stein is back anyway? Don't matter.
I could care less.
You think regardless he's going to play those 30-something minutes?
I don't know about 37, but he's going to play over 30.
No. I said 30-something. 30-something. 30-something.
And he's going to dominate. Dominate. That's what he's going to do.
Oof, this is a tempting matchup for it, but I just don't know, man. If Cauley-Stein is back, I don't know if he's going to get 30-something minutes. Like, why are they giving him the minute? I thought they were giving him minutes because Cauley-Stein was out.
Well, do you want to know why? Because he's dominating. Why would you take off a guy off the court when he's dominating?
I mean, they're not making the
Maybe
playoffs, so wouldn't they be
they
tanking?
might be
I
looking
mean,
towards the future, and they might want to play Cauley. Like the Cauley Stein might be a guy they're analyzing to see if he's a part of their future or not.
Oh, no. Zebo won't let that happen. I'm gonna rip your head off your shoulders. Put me in the freaking game so I can go out here and dominate.
Zebo won't let that happen. I love that. Yo, and he is a beast. Did you see that video of him talking to Boogie? He goes, so something about where I'm from, bullies get bullied, or something like that. He was like, and Boogie just looked at him like, what? Just saying.
Zebo, you don't want to run across.
Oh, man, he's a cool dude, man. Zebo is a cool dude, man. He definitely is. Like the call on the Magician, too. I think that's he's dominated twice. Kawhi's back. Maybe people overthink it. Don't play him. It's Popovich. He's by nature, he's a little more conservative. So I would be very surprised if a guy with quad injury plays significant minutes his first run back. BK, take us on to value time.
all right, at value, Ilyasova, if he's out, I think he's a game time decision or questionable. If he's been playing really well, his price hasn't reflected it yet. If Collins is out, I like Ilyasova. Kuzma, I absolutely love tomorrow because, like I said, I don't see Randall and Lance playing a ton of minutes against Porzingis. I think it'll be Kuzma, so I think he'll get like 30 minutes tomorrow, and he's cheap. So I absolutely love Kuzma tomorrow. I'll probably have a ton of him tomorrow. Booker, he's played pretty well with the 76ers. His last two games, I think he did like 25 and 30 with his first two games with them. So it looks like he's going to be a big part of the offense. I know Embiid was out, so we got to kind of get news there. If Embiid is out, I like him even more. Gibson, if you could play Gibson for cash if you want. I'm not gonna play him other than cash games because he did go off that one game, but I don't see that he's not gonna do that very often. He might do that once or twice a year. Gibson?
I mean, he's done it multiple times already this year. And this year it's not even halfway over.
You want what, 40?
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. I played him like twice this season, and one of those times he let me down. He put it like 14. Like, I'm not playing Gibson. I'll play him in cash. He plays 35 minutes.
He's 5'3".
I would play him at 5'3". On DraftKings, he's 6. Like, I understand thinking about it.
43, 28, 32, 29, 29, 37, 46. I mean, that's not good for 5'3".
BK got mad at him. BK was like, man, screw this guy. screw this dude, man. See, you got Kyle Korver too, bro. It just wasn't Kyle Korver.
5,300 and 43 points, that's cash. 32, that's cash. 37, that's cash. 46, that's cash. No, that's GPP winning capabilities right there at 5'3".
You could play him. I'm not playing a guy. His usage is. I'm not doing that. I'm done. His usage, 10% usage, man. They don't run the ball through him. They're healthy.
He said, "I'm done. No. He said, "No, I'm done."
It's Jimmy Butler's show right now. I'm not playing Gibson. I'm done. I don't see that major. I want 50. Give me 50.
He wants 50 at 5K.
Give me 50.
He wants 10x.
Especially on
just give me
slate,
10x.
Especially on this slate, I want a lot of upside because this is not a cash game slate. First of all, because there's very little safety on this slate.
There's going to be a lot of forced value. Slate. There's going to be a lot of people forcing value. You know what I mean?
If this is a GPP slate, then I want as much upside as I can get from whoever I roster. And I'm not rostering Gibson on a GPP slate. Just not. You can roster him. Go ahead.
Oh, I will roster him somewhere. Believe that.
Other than that, it's not much down here. Just Marquise Chris. He's had a couple of games decent lately. He's cheap, but same thing. I want upside, and he's not really gonna do it. Jeff Green. He had 2 decent games against Atlanta. But like I said, I want 50. And he's not at that $3,600 price tag that he was before. He's in that 4K, almost 5K range. And Amir, if Embiid is out, his last game he put up 30 at what is he, almost min price. I probably won't roster him.
Okay.
Man, 6,000 is pushing it when I go to Taj Gibson for 600 less. Kenneth Fareed, Booker. He's been good since he got there, but Embiid hasn't played either one. We got to see what he's going to do when Embiid actually plays. Julius Randle. Can't do it. Flip a coin. Larry Nance Jr. I just hate trying to choose one of these guys. So just never know. Marquise Chris is literally, I think, the only starter in the NBA that has a negative floor. He could literally go out and get 2 turnovers and 4 fouls and finish the game with negative points.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's the only starter. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's the only starter in the league that has a negative floor. I don't think anybody else has a negative floor. He has it. So you accomplished something, Marquise Chris. Jeff Green, whatever, maybe. That's it. Scal, I mean, I love Scal personally, but I mean, yeah. Why'd you bring him back up? Because you take Samson away from me. I'd much rather go all in Samson.
They took him away from you, bro. It wasn't cool.
I know they did, and this was a great matchup for him too. At 3-7. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Hey, last year when Scal had that game, was it against Phoenix?
I don't know, man, but I got a place in my heart for Scal Labissiere. But last year he was playing 30 plus minutes. This year they're not even letting him play. They let him start and then comes to the bench and never even comes back in. He comes in to start the third quarter and then he goes right back out. He plays like 6-7 minutes in the first and third quarter and that's it. So I mean, it's just garbage.
It is weird. All right, we're gonna come over to centers here, BK. Just go all the way through here. We're gonna open it up, go all the way through, go through a rundown. Go for it, BK. You first.
Dwight Powell's in play too, but that's it.
Yeah, fair enough. Centers, BK, all the way through.
All right. Center, Embiid. He's questionable. If he plays against Cat, I like him there. Cat's one of the worst defensive centers, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, has Embiid really been doing that well? He's not really putting up the games that we really want from him. But against Cat, I could play him. Cat himself at 9-7, his last 2 games are really good. So I think he'll be kind of chalky. I think it's about time for him to regress. So might be a good place to fade tomorrow. Drummond, I do like. I think his last 2 games weren't great, but it's Mason. They don't really have anybody who can out rebound him, who can stop him. The pace is decent, so I like Drummond tomorrow. I mean, and Mason's not the kind of guy who spaces the floor either, and that's kind of when Drummond gets benched when he plays against someone like Brook Lopez who shoots threes. So Drummond shouldn't get benched tomorrow. I think he'll play his normal 35 minutes. Canner, I'm not playing again. Canner's injured. I don't even know why he's playing. I rostered him the last time. He played 18 minutes. I watched him limping on the floor. Like, he shouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we get news that he's questionable tomorrow. Stein, again, we don't know if he's going to play. He's a game-time decision. But if he does play, it's against Phoenix. It's a matchup that I like, but you don't know where he's going to get minutes-wise. So, again, it's a crapshoot. Pau Gasol, he's listed as a game-time decision. I think he just rested, so I think he's fine. Yeah. So he plays tomorrow. His last game against them, he did really well. He put up like 40. That's okay at this price tag because he's a good rebound spot against Dallas. And then the Phoenix situation, you don't know what's going to happen. It's Tyson Chandler, Greg Monroe, Alex Len. Monroe's price is up, so he's hard to play because he's not playing 30 minutes. You know that already. Chandler's price is up at 55. So what I would do is probably play Len if I played one of these guys, because he didn't play the last game. I think they were just being cautious with him, but he was dressed to play. He was available, and he's the cheapest of the three. He's 4,900. It's against Sacramento, because there's no reason to not play him in this matchup.
Who's that last person? You just
Alex,
cut out.
Alex Len.
Okay, all right.
Of the three guys, he's the cheapest. And I do think they'll play him in this matchup. There's no reason to sit him in this matchup because it's an easy matchup for him.
Okay.
Gortat against Brooklyn. I like him more if Mahimi sits. I think Mahimi is a game time decision. And we should get news on that because it's a 7:30 game. He's day to day, so they don't even have him listed as a game time decision. But he's day to day right now. If Mahimi's out, I love Gortat at this price against Brooklyn. If Mahimi plays, then I might even play Mahimi instead of Gortat, because Mahimi in 20 minutes will give you more than what Gortat will give you in 20 minutes. And that is it.
All right. Cash, I'm going to have you give me a center rundown, but I do want to know, is Drummond going to Olive Garden?
Damn sure could. I got bigger problems than that.
Okay. Talk to us about center, Cash.
I got bigger problems than that right now. Like, I did not know Kevin Love was out. That just changes the whole entire slate. Like, I could just start over. That just changes everything. That instantly, like that's why LeBron's price went up. And oh my Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, he's not officially out.
I see out right here.
It says out for Saturday.
That's because he missed his last game.
They haven't refreshed it yet.
Yeah, they haven't updated it. He might. He does have. He was dealing with hip soreness. That's why he didn't play Saturday. But they haven't updated
hip
it.
Soreness.
So
is that right? Hip soreness.
Hip soreness. Yeah.
3 days ago.
God,
so.
you gotta be. I would. I need to switch the. I need to switch to hockey. Like I would love for a hockey player to come out and say, "Coach, my hip is a little sore. I don't think I can go tonight." Man, are you kidding me, dude? Like, get the. Oh man, I'm so tired of this horse shit. You got to be kidding me, dude. His hip is sore. His hip is sore. I mean, come on, man. You got to be out of. Like, we got hockey players getting split open, and they go get some stitches, and they come right back. His hip is sore. Got to be.
That's NBA for you.
Okay. Joel Embiid, I like, but he just ain't been getting there. I mean, his cat defense, worst defender in the league at the center position. Cat, I would never, ever, ever play him in 9-7, just like Porzingis. Never, ever, ever, ever. Andre Drummond, I love to death. He's been bad the last two, so maybe people jump off. I will jump on. Kevin Love, you sorry little P. Your hip soreness. You. Enes Kanter, no way. Willie Cauley-Stein, no way. Coming back. Pau Gasol, no. Tyson Chandler, no. Monroe, no. Okafor, maybe. I would love to know, like, give me a minute. Like, how many minutes are you going to let this kid play? If you give him enough minutes, I'll jump on that. Miles Plumlee, you're going to get eaten up. You suck. Alex Lynn, no. Gortat, no. Holmes, no. Donut, no. Tristan Thompson, no. Kyle O'Quinn, no. Every single one of these bastards, no. No, no, no. I want to play Kevin Love with his hip soreness. Gotta be fucking... I'm so tired. I'm so.
I'm trying not to laugh because you're so mad. I'm trying. I just can't help it. I know you're mad. I'm sorry. It's just not cool though. I mean, don't freak out on them, but if if Cantor might be hurt or whatever, it's the Lakers. Do we not? We can't look at Kyle O'Quinn or somebody like I don't know, man.
Nope. He ain't getting the minutes either.
No.
Porzingis will play center.
Oh no.
I can see that.
Don't tell me that. No, I hope Cantor plays because I don't want to have to play Porzingis. But if he plays center, I'm sorry, Cash. I know. Forget it. All right. That's going to do it.
You want to know where you're not going to get late scratches? Hockey. Go learn some hockey. You won't get late scratches there. Freaking hip soreness. Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me.
All right, real quick, guys, before we get out of here, let's pick who we think the top scorer or who. Everybody pick a favorite play on the slate. Could be value, could be stud. Like not really value, just like mid range to top. Like who's the guy? Do you think? Like, who's the guy that you like going in? LeBron.
LeBron, lock him in. This slate is ugly, man. I can't believe he's the lock and load of the slate. Like there's no studs to pay for. It's just it's LeBron. That's it.
Okay, Cash. What about you?
Zebo, Magician, LeBron, Drummond.
Boom. I like it.
KCP.
I like it.
Want a freaking point guard? JJ Barea.
Boom.
No
Butler Love?
Kevin Love. That's
yes.
who not.
Yes. What about Jimmy Butler though? I like Jimmy Butler. Any love with Jimmy Butler? Anybody? Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll discuss
if Kevin
it
Love
tomorrow.
plays, I like Butler more than LeBron probably, but who knows? He got a sore hip.
He's got a sore hip. All right, that's gonna do it for the game by game. Position by position breakdown podcast itself. This was fun. I was pretty angry tonight, and then Paulie brought me joy when Paulie did well. Shout out to Paulie D again, repping the nation. Nice to see somebody do good, especially when all of us had a rough night with those late scratches. Paulie D fought through it and made it out. So I'm all with it, man. But Cash, BK, appreciate you guys hopping on the show. I know it was a little bit of a tilting day for me and Cash specifically. BK, I know you too, but at least you it sounds like you survived. Whereas me and Cash were just angry at the NBA, and still are. We still are. I got you. Me too. We're still mad at them. Anyway, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. We wouldn't ask you guys to do these things if we didn't need it. So please do that for us. Keeps us going. Also, check us out at wisestake.com, man, for more fire DFS content. You can catch CashinDFS a GPP article tomorrow at wisestake.com, as well as BK's Cash Game articles for the NBA. We'll catch the Wise stream hour and a half before lock. Should be about 5:30 Eastern, I think. And find out after we do our research what we're like. But that's only for members only. So go to wisestake.com, check out the plans for Cash. Oh, anything to say? Did I cut anybody off? Is there anything to say?
Kevin Love. Sore hip.
That's the
NBA
message
sucks.
of the day.
NBA sucks. Fix your shit. Tired of it.
Fix your
already.
shit.
Go play some hockey tomorrow.
Fair enough. For Cash, for BK, for myself, and the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Fuck.